Alright guys, here she is, the redcat shredder, and I'm gonna do a video to show you guys how to change out to the arrma diffs. As you can see here, I got 3 of the arrma cups. These are the 6S ones, and then there's the internal gears for them. We'll get you there's the part numbers if you want to use these and do this video. First off, I'm gonna do the front, and then I'll just work the way back to the back, centered rear. I'm gonna do it in short little clips. I'm not gonna make you guys watch me take out every last screw. I'll kind of give you like a walkthrough of what screws I'm taking out before I do it. I got 3 different containers so I can separate all screws, because I'm gonna take them all apart at once and then do them and then put them all back together at once. It just works easier for me. You're going to want your set of metric Allen wrenches, and I got some extra screws just in case, because I know how it goes. Some of them are going to get stripped, just how it is. I will say you have to take off this. Let me zoom in a little bit for you here. Oh, can't zoom. Okay, well, so there's a screw right here. I know you probably can't see it due to the contrast, but it's a very long screw. I don't know why they threaded it on this end over here, and it has to come out this way. So you literally have to back it out the entire way. I put a drill. I took an Allen key wrench, whatever. I cut it off the end of it and put it in my drill and backed it out, because it is forever long, guys. You will be working on that forever. It is the 2.5, so if you want to do that, there's your info on that. Basically, you'll remove these 2 screws right here. There's 2 up top right here, 1 on each side. Let's see if I can get it better. Let's see, come on camera, focus. Yeah, sorry, the lighting's terrible. Okay, there we go. So you want to take out these 2 that hold these on each end. Then you want to take out these 2 up top here. You're going to also disconnect these 2 to remove the shop shocks. There's 2 up underneath this plastic here of the shock tower. You got the one on the back here in the center. I don't believe you have to take that one off, but I do, just to get all this out of my way. And then you got to take off these 2, and then there's actually 4 right down here. 1, 2, 3, and then 4. You gotta take off all those. The entire top of the diff casing will come off then. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then I'll come back with you once I get that all apart. Alright. Also, a little trick I learned. It's my daughter's vitamin container. If you put something underneath the center of the diff housing, and you can pull all this back, and it'll stay out of your way while you're trying to get out all the rest of these screws you got to get out. Otherwise, these are going to be flopping down right in your way if you try setting it straight down. So just a little side note for you. Alright, here we are. We got this off. These were stacked on top of each other, and this was on the very top. It was the shock post. So there's the center diff. It pops straight up. I'm just going to take off those 4 screws right there. That'll be the first thing we do. As you can see, I had it covered in grease, which is how you should have it. We're going to use this ring gear, these cups, and that extra bearing that you need, the 18 by 8 by 5. It's going to go right here where this one's at. So the thing is, it goes on the outer cup, not on the shaft. It goes on the cup itself for the diff. And the end for that, well, let's see, let's flip this one over. That end right there is only 8 millimeters. I believe this one is 10 or 12, I can't remember. I looked it up, but it's 10 or 12 on the inside, and on the outside it's 18. So we got one that went from 8 to 18 on the outside. 8 inner, 18 on the outside. This one over here, you're still going to be using the plastic lid. I guess you could call it the lid that goes over the opening right here. It'll sit down over that. And you're going to use this ring gear. So this bearing you will still keep. It'll be fine. And you got a new gasket and everything there. Comes with the gaskets. So I'm going to take this apart. And like I said, I'm just going to pull those 4 screws out. And I'll come back. Alright, here we are. So you're going to pull this gear off. I took it off of that right there. That's the factory redcat. You're going to pull that gear off. Then you have to pull all this stuff out of here. And you're going to have to pull the gear, the planetary gear like that, off of out of this cup. Sorry, I'm doing this with one hand, 2 hands. And once you pull that out, there will be a pin. And once you get that pin out, you can pull this cup out. And then you're going to use this cup inside here. There's also going to be a little O-ring in the very, very bottom. It's going to go right in that little groove right down there. So you're going to have to pull that out of here. And you'll put all these new gears in here. You'll toss this gear, all the gears inside of that differential. You'll toss all that. So I'll get a little bit further and come back. So I pulled all these gears out. There's all of them. That's the same thing that's in here, just the redcat versus the arrma. This is the redcat one. And inside there, that pin right there, you pull that pin, and it's just like the ones that go underneath, like hexes on 12 millimeters, hexes for smaller cars. You pull that pin, and this shaft will slide right out. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And don't forget, there's gonna be a washer underneath there, or a spacer shim. And then there's also going to be, underneath the shim, you'll have that rubber seal you want to get out of there. Here's a more clear view of why you need, well, if my camera would focus, of why you need that bearing. See how the housing where it goes around is completely different size. Everything else about it's pretty well the same size. Alright, I got everything out of it. Nothing in there. There's all your stuff. This is the rubber gasket, your shim, your pin, your cup. That's all redcat. This is your arrma. You're gonna shove that. Well, I would put this rubber O-ring back in there. Otherwise, it's gonna be real hard to get on there. You're gonna put that inside of here. Then you're gonna shove this through that hole. You're gonna put this back over the shim. You have more shims in here if you need to re-shim it. Then you're gonna put the pin through the post on here. Yeah, let's see that. Let's see. You can see the hole right there. That's the hole you gotta shove it through. Alright, so that O-ring was too big. I don't understand, because the shaft fits in there fine. I don't understand why it would have a bigger O-ring. But I happen to have some smaller ones, and so I use those. I would just order, whenever you order the cups, order the O-rings for them. You can find those online. So yeah, I also messed up. Gotta put the bearing on there first. But this is the redcat diff cup, and it is inside the arrma, and it works just fine. What is with my camera? Yeah, I got that pin in there. So basically, once you get the bearings, my bearings will be here tomorrow. Sadly, I gotta stop. Once you get the bearings, you're gonna put that bad boy on top of that pin right there. And then obviously you're gonna, here, I'll go ahead and build it. I'll just take it back apart. I won't put any grease or anything in it, any diff fluid. I'll go ahead and build it though, just for the sake of building it. Give me just a second. Alright, so I got my shims in there. I got them on the shaft. I got the new gearing in there. it all goes in real smooth. I'm just gonna slide those bad boys in. I'll come right back. Whenever you're putting this together, those little bars in there have notches. I know most of you guys have probably rebuilt diffs if you're doing this. Let's see if I can get my camera to focus. So most of you guys, this is amateur hour, but hey, let's make it for everybody. There's little notches, so basically like Lincoln logs. So you want to have the notch facing up where you put the bottom one in, and the notch facing down where you put the top one in, so they fit together nice and snug. But they go together very well. And now I'm going to put the top on. That top right there, which is the ring gear off of the shredder. So all of it goes together. Alright guys, there she is all together. The only thing missing is obviously that bearing. I also didn't put all 4 screws in just because I'm going to take it back apart to put that bearing on and put diff fluid in it. But that is the redcat ring gear on there. I did, so this is something I didn't have to do whenever I took it out. I took one out of my Typhon to make sure this was going to work before I bought all the parts. And these screws in the top here, the factory ones are, I guess, M2.5 or M2s. The ones that go in here that come with it, they were M3s. So I had to drill those out. These holes right here, they weren't quite big enough. And that is hardened steel, but it's kind of thin right there, so it wasn't too bad to try and drill through. But once I drilled through it, they screwed in, no problem. Everything's seated on there. No movements, it's all tight. I did not put my new gasket in yet just because once I get a gasket in there, once I take it back apart, I like to replace it because they're basically paper. They're not very heavy duty. But let's see here. It sits right down in there perfectly fine. And as you can see, once I get that bearing, it'll be able to sit down in there, and we'll be running arrma diffs inside our redcat. But it's all built up and ready to go now, so exciting stuff. So basically, once I get my bearing, I'll take that cup back apart. I'll put the bearing on that, or I'll take my diff back apart, my bad. I'll put the bearing on that one side. It'll seat down in here. I'll flap it all back together. I'm gonna work my way back towards the back. It's just gonna be a repeat thing, so I'm not gonna do a video for every last one. Taking apart the back end is the same as the front, except for the only difference is you gotta take this wing off. To get to the center one, you get all these wires out of the way. You got those 2 screws, those 2 screws, those 2, so 8 up top. And then on the bottom, you got those 3 right there, and those 3 right there. And basically what that'll do, you'll have to, it'll still be kind of tough in here. It'll be kind of hard to get this out. You'll have to pull kind of and lift up on these a little bit. You can loosen up these ones, take these ones out if you'd like. That's a personal preference. I never do. If you pull up on this, you can get it out. You just kind of gotta pull up on each side, pop it out. There's a little plastic indentation that goes into that hole on each side, so that kind of helps hold it in place. Just break it all loose, you'll be able to get that out. And then you're gonna take apart this center diff the same way you did the front diff, and you're gonna put all the new stuff in on this center diff, just like you did the front. And then you're gonna come back and you're gonna do the back. It's gonna be the exact same. I'm not gonna make a video for each one. This will be my only video. Yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. It's not an easy task. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's some customization, modification. There, hang on, let me see here. Yeah, there's gonna be some customization and modification that you're gonna have to do. It's drilling some holes. It's about the most of it. So you will need those diff gaskets or O-rings from the arrma. And then you'll need that bearing that is a mixture between the two sizes that both the redcat and then the arrma need. So inner diameter of the arrma or outer diameter of the redcat. Other than that, everything slides in pretty good. Make sure that your shimming is correct. There was a lot of play in one of the planetary gears, and I'm going to have to put some washers behind it in order to keep everything tight in there. You want to make sure that that is in there. Otherwise, you are going to destroy this diff just as fast as you would a redcat one. So just be very careful. I don't want anybody destroying their vehicle trying to do this. And I also got to let you know, I'm not an expert. I'm just a hobbyist, just like you guys. This is just, everybody seemed kind of interested in it whenever I was talking about doing it. And so I figured I'd make a video and show you how I did it. I am not a professional by any means. By any means. I just do this for fun in my spare time. So attempt it at your own risk. But if you guys decide to do it, I wish you guys good luck, and I hope it turns out good for you. I think it's going to be an awesome upgrade, especially since I got a Max 6 that's going in here. I was going to put just 8BL150, which is a 6S ESC, but I'm going to put that inside of one of my other 6S rigs that I have the Max 6 in. I'm going to pull the Max 6 out, which is an 8S ESC. I'm going to put it in here. But it's so big, might as well, right? I'm building it. If it breaks, I guess I'll just fix it. And then I'm getting a different motor mount for it, so I can put different motors in it that are bigger and adjust the pinion size and stuff, and not have to worry about that weird motor mount that they got for it. And then I'm going to be running a Hobby Star, I believe it's a 4090, and it's a 1500 kV, so I'll mainly run it on 6S, but the motor is rated for 32 volts, so I could run it on 8S every once in a while, so it's gonna be fun. But I wish you all good luck in your attempts to do this.